That's all right. I'll just bring it up as I hit start. And I gotta find the old pirate hat so I can do the draw, because I can't do the draw without the pirate hat.
It's just impossible.
It is. Oh, I just did the freaking wrong password. Where's the keyboard for this? I now have my keyboard, but I don't have my mouse, so this is about the same quality as I would expect. Sweet.
Can you hear
So
me chewing?
I can't.
Okay.
What are you munching on?
Just some jerky.
Nice. That's the perfect tide over, I'd say. Well, let's give it a few minutes for people to pop in. And I will also refresh, see if there's any last minute signups, which, I mean, I doubt. That's all right. So last time, you'll probably remember a little bit better than me. Didn't we allow a few like last second signups after we had already done a few games, as long as each of the original players who showed up had a chance to play a second time?
Yeah, you said that you'd rather have newer players play rather than the older players recycle through. So, I mean, if you want, what we can do is, well, we have 5 people excluding the king. So, after the 5 people play, assuming they all show up, we see if there's new signups, and if there are none, then we go back to the previous rotation.
Well, so I remember it very differently. I remember taking a harder stance. Originally, sure, I was like that. And then after for the first few Battle of the Beehives, I changed my tone drastically to, we'll play through, then everyone who signed up originally gets their second life. And then I was just going to turn it off. And then we had some signups. This is what I remember, and I'm probably wrong. We had some signups, so we'd let them play and then have a second life too. But I'm up to suggestions. I think I would, with 6 players, I would just hope that everyone shows up, and then everyone gets to play, and then 5 players have a second life. And if we're going to be honest, unless they've got a specific plan for Gomdor, everyone gets a second chance to take down Gomdor, is the way that I have it in my head.
Wow, illusion.
And what up, Trin? I don't know. That seems fair, because Gomdor, did he beat Dewalt 3 times?
We beat it twice.
Just twice. Because that's what I have that extra $50 bonus for, but I couldn't remember if DeWalt had a second life or not. He did, because we funded it, but not.
Everyone was a unique player, so.
Yeah. Okay, well, since this is mostly just going to be for posterity's sake anyway, we can just get through it really quick. I have, in order of signups, we've got Red LML, and I don't know if I've ever seen Red play. And obviously Protoss player, which that was really fun. Last time he bunker rushed DeWalt and caught DeWalt off guard just a little bit. And then, how did we say? Is it Thanatos? Thanatos? Thanatos. It's the Nathan.
I'm not sure.
Nathas. The Nathas. And then, last but not least, we've got GG Easy here. And I got a funny story about him. The watched his stream. This is a couple months ago now because I don't know how to keep track of time. But I remember I took a screenshot of it where he was talking with people in his chat while he's streaming. And he said he was going to play in the next Battle of the Beehive at the time, and it was probably like 3 or 4. I don't know. It's funny how fast these go. And they asked if he was going to play random again, and he said, no, I'm going to play Protoss. They're like, what? I can't remember exactly like what the back and forth was. And he's like, yeah, like I don't really like want to play Protoss, but I want to win. And then, the other dude was saying that, oh, I don't know. He's just like, yeah, but the host or whatever, referring to me, he's like, has a hate boner for Protoss. He's like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, but whatever. Like, I still want to win. And then here we are today, though. He signed up as random again. So he stayed true, I guess. Which I love.
He wants your approval more than he wants to win.
More than the $15 or more, whatever. So yeah, that's with him. And then Beagster is also really cool because he's played, I think, in the last 3, and I've watched his stream a little bit. I think I might even, again, my memory's so hazy, but I think I might even played against him a little bit. But as far as our tournament goes, he has, like, in my opinion, consistently gotten better each time. So he's kind of a little bit of a dark horse for me. I don't remember. So Thanathos, he, I want to say, what was he last time? I think he played Terran in the last tournament, and he switched to Protoss. Protoss
He
player.
didn't play last time. He no-showed, and then we put him at the back, and then he couldn't play.
That's what it was. Okay. And he did, like, I got his messages way later, so I'll make sure to be like, I'm going to email everyone today, and then I'll email them again tomorrow. So pretty much everyone's reoccurring except for Red. And I'll go back and I'll look at his sign up. Yeah, I wonder what Protoss players got planned. He is Terran still. And Beagster.
Oh, you picked Terran.
Yeah.
Usually he went random the last 2 times.
So he's committed. He's found, just like every time he pops in my stream and it's for a bunker rush, he knows what strategy, like he's found his place. So I hope it's something, even if it's predictable, I hope it's something like that. Let's see. So yeah, this is Gomdor, so we got to go to the next one. Gomdor, he really is inspirational. I'm so excited to watch just for him. Just kidding, just for everybody, but just to see more 1v1 games, because every so often I like get the itch that I want to go and play a little bit. I think I get the same.
1v1.
Mm-hmm.
You and I can play right before the event if you want.
Yeah, that's fine. If you want to, we'll just destroy my confidence right before we start the tournament.
I was gonna say, do you want to see how annoying Storm Rush can get?
Dude, we've watched it. Like, this is like the 6th time that we can watch it, how insane it is. And I try to peek in and watch a few 1v1s too. And I don't know, dude, it's the same thing where, I don't know, I just go in and the last one that I watched was actually ZVT, and that was cool. But to have such a concentrated, like, let's say if there's only one Protoss and 2 other random races on their team versus 3 other players, that one Protoss has to split their attention between storming all 3 of you. I can't imagine the stress that you feel when everything is magnified on you. And this Protoss is used to queuing up drops for like 3 or 4 other people or 2 other people. And now you get all of that, but just on you. It's terrible. Terrible.
I mean, in all different directions.
So,
especially if you spawn in 3, 6, 9, or 12.
Which happens a lot. It makes sense, right? But still. So he's really quick. I was just going to look up Red LML. And he is from Germany, and he was just saying or asking, if we could take time zones into account so people where it's late/evening can play earlier. And we've thought a lot about it.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone is here listening to this, but someone is gonna get boned. Because think about it, we're Americans, we live in America, so reasonably we'd like to do this at times that's comfortable for us. And in doing so, Europeans and or Asians will get boned. And you know, trust me, like if we're getting paid for this, I'd be more than happy to wake up at 6 a.m. that accommodates Europeans and Asians. But we're doing this for free. So, with full-time jobs and lives. So,
Yeah, and in the past, we were trying, like, we had one tournament where we tried to do it earlier, and fortunately or unfortunately, but most of the people who watch are also not, that's not totally true, because we do have a fun community where we have a little bit of from everywhere, but I'd say majority, or maybe even if it's like 50 or 60%, share a similar time zone as us, at least like North American time zone, where they're either on the East Coast or West Coast, and I don't know, like Canada, US, Mexico, whatever. And then there are a few, like Too Creative and Mouse, and like those are the first few that I can think of, or like, I don't know, so I'll get lost in the weeds. We do get people from all over, and maybe we do try one. I'm open to trying one during like one of our normal stream times. Like sometimes I'll be streaming till it's like I don't like to do this anymore, but I'll have nights like this couple nights ago where we're up till like almost, it's like 2 my time and 3 your time. But anyway, we try to be accommodating, and then so that's part of it is our audience also, or our community shares a similar time zone as us for the most part. So I was trying to say, and I'm working on not being so damn wordy, but we can see how well that's gone. And then we try to be accommodating once before, and those people just like Asians and Europeans, other than DeWalt, and we asked DeWalt, and he said he didn't care. And unfortunately, he didn't sign up this time, and that's okay. Not that like he was required to every time, but he's always just such a fun. It's always so fun to watch him play anyway. But stuff comes up, I don't know. That's fine. That was just the other thing is that we tried before, and so far not a ton. You know what? That's not even fair either, because we usually have 1 or 2 people from Germany sign up. I'm fine to revisit it, but I also agree with you. When the first few Battle of Beehives, when we were trying to narrow down a time, not a lot of people from Europe or Asia were signing up, other than like friends of ours, and then most of our viewership or whatever our community shares a time zone as us. Anyway, I like get caught up in all the little technicalities. So, and I do agree with you. We have full-time jobs, and we just want to do something fun for the community, and we're fortunate enough, at least right now, to have people like you and Cinch and Cross, and even before that, like I could even look at our list where it's even funded by the community too, as it is right now. So I don't want to like Cinch has been dropping it like it's hot the past few Battle of the Beehive, so I don't want to be like, hey, I appreciate your donations. Oh, by the way, we're going to do it at 4 a.m. your time. Not that we have to like cater to 100% to him or anything, but we just get lost in logistics with stuff like that. So, anywho, I think we've waited long enough anyway, just kind of BSing. I think the next time that you answer, I'm just going to say yes.
yes.
But yeah, I agree. Oh, we just move on.
Yes, indeedy.
Instead of word vomiting, just all this context that everyone, wants to know. So, okay. Let's, it's part part of the, I can't think of the word, but like tradition at this point where I've just got to tear up all the names. So the first person, because Gomdor, he won at the beginning of last month. So he is the current king, just in case anyone new is here or watches the VOD or anything. Like, I don't even... Should we call him, like, Marine King Prime or something? Because he's...
Why?
Because he's Terran. And Marine King was Korean.
Well, then you can be like, should we call him Flash or Boxer or
Sure.
Uvi or Firebat Hero or MVP or...
MVP works. MMA works.
MMA.
4GG works. TY works even. Well, I only thought of it because he's the king and he's Korean and he plays Terran. And then I was thinking of like, who had the, was it Boxer that was the Terran Emperor?
Yeah, the Emperor.
Yeah, he's the Emperor.
But we can just call him Gomdor and then just put a star next to his name because that's his username.
Because he's our star. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Gar in Korean means star, so.
Oh, okay. All right. So I very, very carefully got red LML. You know, I hope someday there's a few other German players that, as we were kind of figuring this out, working out the bugs, I don't know. I hope that some other people will give the tournament a chance again. But anyway, so here's red. I'm gonna fold it up all fancily, and I'm gonna put it in my pirate hat.
I think your webcam froze.
I've got obs up this time.
Or maybe it's just me. It's just me.
I was gonna say I was very sensitive that might happen. Now next player is Protoss player. Protoss player playing Terran because that's never confusing. So what are your thoughts going into tomorrow? We haven't done this in a minute.
Pretty good. Just kidding. There's two players I've never watched, LML and Thanatos, so I can't comment on them. I'll have to do some research, but Protoss player, I'm sure he'll have something fun planned, hopefully. And then Baxter, he's gotten a little unlucky for the last two Battle Beehives where he got Zerg. I'm not sure if that's his main race, but getting Terran versus Zerg in a 1v1 fastest situation is always sort of not ideal. So
Getting
hopefully,
Zerg. Go ahead.
hopefully he can get a little bit of luck in the random, but I'm not sure how likely we would like, or I'm not sure how much he would like to play Terran versus Terran. And then if he gets Protoss, we've seen Gondor play against Protoss many times already, and he's sort of had his, routine plans where he goes up to 8 racks, bunkers up, takes up the mech, 12 Wraiths or Vogs, and then ends up pushing and winning. And then GG
Yeah.
Easy, he also mixes it up well, I think. I think a pretty solid rotation this time around, but I think it is the first time that we're not seeing the Walt in the Beehive, and we don't have a lot of dedicated Protoss, so that's also interesting as well.
I kind of like that. And so, Chobo Avenger, you want me to take my pants off, or do you want Dizzy to take his pants off? Because I think we'd all like to see Dizzy take his pants off. If we had... I wasn't able to stream last night like I wanted to. And I was going to make the joke on the stream that I would have worn my Totoro Kigurumi with nothing underneath it if we had enough signups. But anyway, my night, we're getting ready for a kid because my wife's due in like a month. So my night got away from me trying to get ready for that. So anyway, that was just a funny thought that I had. So maybe, I don't know, something crazy would have to happen, but maybe we can go commando in our Totoro Kigurumis someday. Here's Thanatos. I folded it before the thought has crossed my mind. And so I've just got one left, which is GG Easy. He is just I mean, I know people have their own opinions, but I'd say he's a veteran of the scene, so I think he could come up with something regardless of what race he is. The more that you described Gomdor and how he tears apart Protoss, and then for Beagster, for him to random Protoss if he hasn't practiced it a lot is tough versus someone like Gomdor who is just so good at defending Protoss until he's ready to just go kill Protoss. Like drops specifically in these busts. He had a couple close calls last time, like Ozzy's like one punch almost worked. He bought himself some time. And DeWalt's pressure build was really good too. Those are like two that I can think of off the top of my head. Part of me thinks maybe you do want to get Zerg because even though it's the hardest and it's the weakest, it's also arguably the least played. So maybe that gives you if you play perfectly, gives you the best chance just because it's not so ingrained on what to do on what part of what timings or what part of the match, I guess. So I'm trying to say like early, mid, late game or whatever. And then maybe come up with like a shine build or something to catch. All you got to do is win one game. And then obviously you got to win another game, but it's versus somebody else. But when you're going up against someone as formidable as Gomdor, you need to start with just winning one game. So I don't know. Here's the last one. GG Easy. Both Beagster and GG Easy stream, by the way.
I think playing as Gondor, unless these guys are actively practicing in a 1v1 situation, which I don't want to sort of discourage anyone from practicing, but I don't think this event is lucrative enough for people to exclusively practice 1v1
True.
on this map, because I think a lot of the players that actually signed up are SCW players. But I think unless you actively practice and get your mechanics up, you sort of have to recognize that Gomdor, his mechanics are sort of really good. It's very little, it's very little failure to execute, and his build is already planned out. So I think if you do take a game from Gomdor, you sort of saw it from Azzy where he beat Crazy Mage and where he beat DeWalt. There has to be some sort of strategy, like a difference in build or sort of straying away from the norm.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I do think part of it is that playing StarCraft in Korea, even when you go down to as niche as this is, I think that there's just like I could open up StarCraft right now and there's probably 20,000 people playing Brood War. So the community to do something like that, to do 1v1s even for fun, is just way bigger than the other two or three, whatever, all the other servers combined is what I'm saying. So I'm just building off of what you're saying, where it's maybe not lucrative for people to practice 1v1s exclusively for something like this. Partially because like the main thing that we see is the SCW map, like the Western map, and then we see a lot of 3v3s, 4v4s, some 2v2s, and very little 1v1s. So maybe we'd have more success doing like a 3v3 King of the Hill, but we've talked about that in the past where it's hard to even wrestle up 10 players or 11 players, not to mention, we'd have a way bigger pool of players, but getting teams of 3 to show up and to be on time and to be ready, that's just too many cats to hurdle. But to get back to the task at hand, I think so. it might not be lucrative for people who are not playing on the Korean server to play 1v1s unless that's just like kind of their passion, or like you're saying when they are more part of that other group that this just kind of bleeds into a little bit. But anyway, Jobo's telling you he's freaking ratting you out. He's telling me in the chat, everybody, that you told him that practicing is for losers. Oh, for
I never
suckers,
said that.
sorry. No, no, he did say that. Pants are for suckers, and then Dizzy told me practicing is for losers. I've been lightly scrambling all of our draws. Should we do our draw really quick? Are you ready to give me a drum roll? Drum roll. Sorry, let's do the draw, and will you please do a drum roll?
Can you hear that?
No, I can't. It's
Oh,
just silence.
I thought I was drum rolling on. Hold on, let me actually try.
Really slam your desk. We need it. That kind of worked, but it's not like a but that's all right. The first player is GG Easy. Yeah, you got it.
There you go.
But it's so much better when you do it. Womp womp womp. Okay, GG Easy is our first. And also, I should have done this before, but whatever. Afterwards, I'll kind of, for anyone who's new, we'll re-go over our rules and the structure very briefly, and then we'll end it. Okay, give me your Comic Sans equivalent of that drum roll. That's like a pun drum roll. Never mind. I don't want that. All right, player 2 is red. I gotta get my old phone out because I can't find the app because it's just garbageware app, like software on Android, but it was the GG button, and it might actually be Tasteless's voice. But it's on my old phone, and then I can't find anything the same anymore because I'm pretty sure it got removed from the Play Store, but we'll see. All right, let's put red here. Dear Lord. All right, it's Beehive. He gets to be our third. Man, if I thought that our quality could go down. How does this sound worse? And by the way, these are all randoms, by the way. Green is random, gold is Protoss, and then this blue, navy blue color is Terran. So we had 3 randoms sign up. All right, are you ready? I'm just gonna Google a drum roll. All right, the next one is Thanatos. Womp womp womp. We should do StarCraft noises. If we're gonna do this, we're just gonna do it. Who is our last player? Ooh, it's Protoss player. There you go. That's better. I wasn't gonna put the hat on, but I'll put the hat on. So, here's what our lineup looks like for tomorrow, same time. 40 minutes previous start time. But it's going to be Gomdor versus GG Easy, then Red, then Beehive, then Thanatos, and then Protoss player. And if there is a no-show, this is me describing the tournament. And let's say we only have, I think it was like 5 or less players, we're going to switch to a best of 3 bracket. And it's in our sign-up sheet. But there'll be more money rewarded per best of 3. Still King of the Hill format, if that makes sense. So instead of just versing once, there'll be a best of 3. Whoever wins those 2 games, and the payout will be much higher. Probably, I don't know, what do we say? It's probably like just the 2 games, so like $30. And then what I'm hoping for is that everybody shows up and each person who loses will have a second life. So let's say on some off chance, some low chance that like GG Easy loses or something, he'll have a second life to fill out the second part of our bracket, and my webcam won't be here tomorrow either. Anyway, so that's ideal. And then I am torn on leaving the signups open because it's kind of my fault for not getting the sign up sheet out early enough for us to promote it long enough via our streams to get the word out. And I also didn't email previous players to let them know to sign up again. So I probably won't, though. I think what I would, if I were to leave it open for people to sign up, it's just in case for no shows, so that we can try to avoid the best of 3. But that might not be bad, honestly, to do a best of 3. That could be fun. So
we are leaving it open?
I think I will, just because of the last tournament. But as it stands right now, or at least what I would like to do, I meant to talk to you about this before the stream, but I probably didn't even have a chance to think about it enough. What I would like to do, since these guys are the ones that signed up, just have these 6 players play, and then give everyone who loses once a second chance. And then if I were to leave...
So you're working under the assumption that everyone shows up.
Exactly. And then the only reason why I would leave it open is so that if I don't think Thanatos will bail again, but if they did or something, or if like Protoss player can't play, if a 7th person signed up, then they would just take that one spot. Does that make sense? So like they're only there to replace the players who have already signed up, instead of taking away the players who have signed up second life. Am I making sense?
I mean, it makes sense, but that's working under the assumption that someone doesn't show up and then someone signs up. What if one person just doesn't show up and then 2 people sign up?
Well then just screw it. We'll hope everyone signs up, or not signs up. We just cancel everything I said. We'll just try to be on everybody so they show up tomorrow, and then they will have a second life to play again. And if they don't, then we'll just do a best of 3 bracket. Or do you... I think... Like, I don't know.
My thing is, like, do you want me to post on the forums saying that, hey, this is the lineup, sign up, and you'll be put in at the end? Or don't bother with that, pretty much? Should I just post a lineup?
I don't know, chat. What do you guys think? And it's yo Bob, it's tomorrow. So I want to do better than what I have done in the past. And I want to prioritize and value the people who committed to us in advance because of past misgivings or whatever. Not just because of that, like, because that's just the right thing to do, and then I've just fumbled things in the past. So, I don't know what the answer for that should be, honestly. What do you guys... Rob, $50, dude. Thanks, man. I have all the notifications turned off. I wish I didn't. Hell yeah, dude. Do you want me to add it to the pot? Or maybe since you just... So the question is, do you want to go to the next one, or do you want it to add to this one? Historically, we just add it to this one. Okay, so what is everyone's thoughts on this? Since the tournament hasn't started yet, do we want to leave signups open so that we theoretically, potentially can have more new people playing? Or do you guys want me to just turn it off and really be on these other guys to make sure, or just to hope that they show up so that they can have a second opportunity to play? still believe strongly Dizzy will sign up. That would be sick if Dizzy played. I would solo cast for a game for you to play.
After I lose, I would turn off my computer so you would solo cast for the rest of the stream.
Okay. I mean, that's what I would do. Or I'd just bitch the rest of the time. Do you have opinion on this, man? I'm asking. Do you want me to leave it open so we potentially get a few new people to sign up? Because the idea of doing the draw a day in advance is for people like Gomdor and GG Easy, so everyone who signed up knows how to prepare for the next day. And they don't know what to prepare for if 5 more people or 6 more people sign up tonight.
I'm fine with either or. I just want to post a lineup. I just don't know if I should continue advertising it or if I should just say signups are closed. It's either way, we'll get, like you said, potentially 10 games where you give them second lives, or if one person no shows, we get best of 3 between the 4 players, meaning that we either get anywhere from 8 to 15 games, right? Or 8 to 12 games, I mean.
Say that last part again.
So if one person no shows, I'm just gonna say a Protoss player, then we get 4 players to play Gomdor, or we get 4 games in general. And then we change it to best of 3, meaning we'll get either 8 games or 12. And I guess a range of 8 to 12 games. So it still fills that quota of 10 games played per stream, per event. So,
Right. Well,
I mean, if we want more players, I don't see that being an issue other than, you know, if 2 people sign up, then we get match 6 and match 7 filled up. And then, you know, are we telling Thanatos and Protoss player, you know, you can stick around, but you probably won't get a spot, or what? I mean, anything works. I'm just trying to give you scenarios.
I know, and we've been there before, so that's why I'm asking everybody. So, Rob likes the idea of leaving the registrations open, and okay, here's what I'm thinking. Here's a new proposal. Everyone, let me know what you think. So we can leave it open. Okay, so here's kind of what happens generally. Whether we get a lot of signups or we don't get a lot of signups, there's usually 1 or 2 people that can't show up or that end up missing it. And so what I think, so the pros of leaving it open is assuming that, which again, there's only 6 people, so I think that they'll all show up, but assuming 1 or 2 of them can't show up, we do get a few more signups. That helps pad it out. And then we still remain committed to those that have signed up before we start the tournament to be fair to those that have like committed to us, if that makes sense. So like, let's say a Protoss player doesn't sign up, then we get 2 more players sign up, and we still just go off of whoever loses first still gets that extra game at the end. Is that fair, or is that not fair, since Protoss player and Thanatos and Beagster and all those guys have signed up within, you know, the week or whatever, the 5 or 6 days or so that I gave for signups? I kind of like open registration as well, because then we get new players, but I do want to make sure the ones that have committed and shown up get a chance to play. So I don't know. So maybe we just leave it open until we start the tournament, and then we turn it off, and then it is what it is. Is that a good compromise? Just leave it open until we start? Or should we not do that?
I think anything is fine. I think we can work around it, and I think we just have to be on the same page.
Yeah, whereas we're like small potatoes right now, maybe that's just what we do. But if that's gonna piss off our players, I want the experience to be Here's what I'll do. I'm gonna leave it open for now. Okay. So tentatively, so we're both on the same page. I'm gonna leave it open until we start the stream tomorrow. However, that might change because I'm gonna email all these guys and be like, what do you guys want? Which maybe that's obvious too. So I'm like, well, I'd rather play again than let someone else play. So,
Yeah, I think asking the players is
right. But tentatively, I'm gonna leave it open until tomorrow morning. I'm gonna talk to you about it, and if that changes, I'm gonna be as public as possible. I don't want to spam Reddit anymore. I don't know why. Anyway. So I like hate spamming stuff. So I'll put it on my Discord, and then as soon as I start the stream tomorrow, I'll tell everyone how it's shaped out. Because I honestly don't even think anyone else is gonna sign up, and that can be it too. So like we could lose a player or two, and then no one else signs up. We'll just do a best of 3, and all this is like wasted hot air. So, that seems like a fair compromise. Leave it for tonight, and then cut it off before tomorrow, and we'll, based off of who shows up when we start the tournament, that will determine our extra spaces. And these first 5 players are early enough that even if we get 1 or 2 signups, most of them would be able to play a second time. That's a compromise, because we're like, I want to do what's best for like the players and the viewers. I don't want to screw anyone over, but the goal is to try to get 10 individual or like 10 unique games. So, but
I agree.
All right. So Rob agrees. I know you're hungry, so you tentatively agreed. And I can do Carrier Rush later tonight. And I'll stream tonight too. So we'll be able to, we can.
Debatable.
Well, no, I will for sure. Yesterday, dude, I'm sure we're all in a food coma, dude. Like, what's the Texas Thanksgiving look like?
I wouldn't know. I didn't have dinner with my family.
Why not? Well, you don't have to tell me. How about that? I will say, with my family, it's at least big enough where I don't know if there's any drama going on with your family, but with my family, there's always, with those big Utah families, there's always something going on. So, yeah, I got to split my Thanksgiving up into 2 days this time. But anyway, well, this looks good. And then I think we came up with an okay compromise, and if it changes, we'll be as transparent as possible, as always. And then, dude, I'm excited for us to hang out some more tomorrow and hopefully improve your mood a little bit, bring a little joy to your life.
That's impossible.
What? I don't think it's impossible. It just might feel impossible at the time. But all right, let's end it. I don't know if anyone's like daytime streaming, if it's worth to like host them. But if there's someone on, like this would be the perfect time to promote one of our players if like GG Easy is on, or if, I bet you nobody's on. It's the holidays. Let's nope, yeah, Extra's not on. GG Easy's not on. All right, yeah, we're going to end it here. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you again for that $50 tip. I'll ask Dizzy where we should put it. And 1% channel, he's a cool dude. We've kind of hosted each other back and forth a little bit. So I'm going to raid this guy. And my hopes and dreams today will be to stream again this evening and to hopefully promote this a little bit more. I don't know, just so it's always fun when we get to hang out with more people. So, any final thoughts?
Hopefully everyone shows up tomorrow.
Yeah. Same hope as always.
Ha ha ha.
So maybe I need to fix that. 8 p.m. Yeah, it's 4 p.m. EST. Thank you. So I'm gonna change it on the sign up sheet. I'll email everybody. I'll put it on Discord, and we'll talk about it again on stream. I'll just start saying 4 p.m. EST. And later tonight, I'll rush carriers. I've got time, so I can go watch some Doe VODs and remember how to time out my build perfectly. Yeah, dude. Thanks again. All right. Let's do the thing. Since this is still streaming to YouTube, even though I hosted 1% channel, if I were to start practicing Korean again and just completely embarrass myself, would you be someone that I could completely embarrass myself with and practice a little bit of Korean here and there?
Oh yeah, I don't mind. I'm totally down to help you out. I wouldn't be annoyed or anything. That sounds like a cool task that you're taking on.
It would be super fun for me, and I am here. Actually, I'll just turn it off. I meant to, but then